You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to TV8's Good Morning Vail for your Wednesday, March 5th edition. Now, we've seen some snow in the forecast, and we're excited to see how that weather is going to shift towards the end of the week. So we're going to be bringing you a look at that local weather forecast here in just a moment. But we want to talk about what great things are taking place on our show. We're going to introduce you to one of the new technologies that they're using at the Avon Police Department. Then we're going to introduce you to the Vail Valley Partnership and a fantastic member who just won a great award in Las Vegas and what this award means to us and to the Vail Valley Partnership, as well as talking about my kind of cookbook with simplified recipes in it. And then we're going to chat with two dermatologists about how you should switch your skincare routine from winter to spring. It's all taking place here on Good Morning Vail, which starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
This weather report is sponsored by Grand Hyatt Vail. Indulge in the bold flavors of Makoto at Grand Hyatt Vail. Make your reservations today.
So we saw a bit of precipitation overnight last night and yesterday. We're going to continue to see a 20% chance of snowfall throughout the course of today. 29 degrees around 8 a.m., high of 43, partly cloudy skies, winds coming out of the west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, as we take a look at Vail by the hour, mostly cloudy skies starting us off first thing this morning. A wintry mix as we approach that 12 o'clock hour. Cloudy skies as we approach this evening, and we will see those temperatures start to decrease tonight. Now, as we take a look at that I-70 corridor, temperatures down in Denver, nice and warm compared to up here in the high country, 56 degrees. Sunshine in Denver, a little bit of cloud coverage, 43 in Vail with a 20% chance of precipitation, 46 in Avon with a 20% chance of moisture, spanning out to Eagle, 49 degrees, 20% chance of precipitation. Now, as we take a look at Vail overnight tonight, temperatures are cooling down, 35 is our overnight low, 50% chance of snowfall, mostly cloudy skies. That sun finally setting after 6 p.m. We'll see that sunset at 6:03 tonight. Wind shifting directions just coming out of the south at 5 to 10 miles an hour overnight tonight. Now, as we take a look ahead into the next 5 days, more snow is in the forecast. A wintry mix with a 70% chance of precipitation tomorrow. 40% chance on Friday. Afternoon snow is likely. By Saturday, we are expecting to see partly cloudy skies. Sunday, we're expecting some sunshine, and that's going to continue into Monday. So this nice little storm front bringing us some new snowfall, and then we will see those spring-like temperatures yet again. Now, if you're making your way up to Beaver Creek Mountain to ski today, you've got 3 new inches in the last 24 hours, 10 new inches in the last 48 hours, bringing that season total to 205 inches with a 58-inch base depth. You can kick your morning off at 8:30 a.m. You can continue riding or skiing until 4 p.m. 24 lifts are open, 174 trails are open, and 98% of Beaver Creek terrain is open. Now, as we make our way over to Vail, 3 new inches of snow in the last 24 hours, 11 inches in the last 48 hours, bringing that season total to 257 inches with a 74-inch base depth. You can kick your morning off at 8:30 a.m. You can continue skiing or riding until 3:30 p.m. Now, 30 lifts are open, 274 trails are open, and 98% of the terrain is open up on Vail Mountain. So either way, you're going to have a great day up on the slopes. Now we're going to take a look at what goggle lens would be great for a day like today.
Lens of the Day is brought to you by Eyepieces of Vail and Goggle Bar.
I love that jingle because I love getting to talk about ski stuff first thing in the morning to inspire you to get out there and have a great day on the mountain. Well, this morning we're going to talk about the Oakley Line Miner. Now, this is a great goggle because Oakley has a very unique prism system within their lenses, and what this does is allows one goggle to cover a broad spectrum of light. Now, as we take a look at this goggle, you can see that it's going to have that rose-based tint starting in that goggle lens. Then you're going to see those other colors come through. This is the Prism Argon Iridium, and so it's going to have that pink tint to start, which is going to help you see as that light gets a little bit flat, but then you can see those greens, those blues coming through, and that's going to allow you to see while the light is nice and sunny out there. So this is a great goggle. If you're someone who doesn't like to change your goggle lenses, just have one across the board that's going to kind of work in all conditions. It's going to be a little bit dark on those very cloudy, snowy days. This is also an OTG goggle. You can see that cutout right there, allowing your glasses arms to fit into this goggle. Now, if you're someone who doesn't like to ski or snowboard with your glasses, well, then we recommend you go over to see our friends at Eyepieces of Vail, as they've got some great inserts that you can put inside the goggle, and that way you can always see, so you can always ski or ride. Now, we want to thank Eyepieces of Vail for bringing you this Lens of the Day report. If you're making your way out there to enjoy the mountain, make sure that you can see perfectly, that way you can ski perfectly, and to do so, go see our friends at Eyepieces. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Coming at you from around the world. The biggest names in sports, entertainment, and business.
Here we go. Yeah, there's no way.
Exclusive access and one-on-one conversations.
Yeah, you guys really did some deep research.
I don't think we should give him any more information.
In depth with Graham Bensinger.
TV8 Vail is expanding its distribution, and we want you to be the first to know. You can now find TV8 and our all-Spanish live stream Conecta en Vivo on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Search the channel store for TV8 Vail and Conecta en Vivo on your device and add them to your list of favorite channels. And as always, you can continue to live stream on our website at tv8vail.com or find us on Spotify. At home or on the go, you'll never miss a minute of your favorite local programs on TV8.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but did you know about our production services? Hire an expert to develop your website reel, commercials, live stream events, studio production, and more. If you can dream it, we can help you do it. TV8 delivers high-quality content in both English and Spanish. Contact us today to discuss your next project. Email Danielle at tv8vail.com or call 970-628-9881.
Good morning, Vail.
The Avon Police Department is incorporating a great technology into what they're doing here in the community, and we can't wait to give you some more information, so let's learn about this new AI program.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Avon Police Department recently partnered with Trulio, a transformative artificial intelligence partner in law enforcement, to use their AI-powered police officer assistant, becoming the first police department in Colorado to use this tool. To talk to us about this innovation and some of its key features, we have Anthony Tassoni, CEO and co-founder of Trulio. Anthony, thanks so much for joining us this morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Daniel. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to talk to you, Anthony, about Trulio, a little bit about your company, how y'all are helping police departments across the nation, to improve their performance. But before that, I kind of want to hear a little bit of an overview of what is Trulio and maybe a brief history on the company.
Sure. So Trulio is a solution to the problem in policing. We have low officer morale, low recruiting, low retention. Most cities are at 80% capacity. So what Trulio is an AI-powered assistant that goes in the car with the police officer. First thing they do is they talk to it and they start to voice generate reports, right? They go to a call for service, they get in the car. We save them a bunch of time by having a conversation with the officer about what they just saw and experienced. Yeah. And we help write that report. Then the officer can ask Trulio questions about policy. Can I grow a beard? Can I have tattoos? I'm at this domestic violence call and mom and dad need to be arrested. What do I do with the kids? So this assistant is helping them understand policy, state statutes, and we're really excited to be able to help policing around the country.
Yeah, it's quite an innovation to be able to have this kind of tool, or as you mentioned it, this police officer assistant that is in the car with the cops when they are out in the field, and you're helping police departments across the nation, as you mentioned. One of them being the Avon Police Department here locally in our county in Colorado. How did y'all start working with Avon PD? What has been kind of some of that interaction or some of that feedback from the Avon Police Department or other police departments across the nation?
Yeah, so Chief Daly is a leader. They're an accredited agency. Most departments using Trulio are accredited, super professional, super squared away. And so Avon, actually, the AI assistant integrates into their officers' body camera videos. And the reason you want to do that is you want to give officers credit for doing a good job. You want to create an environment of positive reinforcement. So this AI can award the officer high professionalism, high composure. It can talk to the officer and provide coaching and suggestions on how to earn higher scores in Trulio. So the assistant can save officers' careers. It can save lives. It can make sure officers are operating at a level that's super professional.
Yeah. That's definitely a key component of Trulio is that retention, that performance that you mentioned. And I want to get into another thing that you mentioned, Anthony, and that is the body camera footage. That is one of the features that Trulio can do is review some of that footage, because if I'm not mistaken, only about 1% of body cam footage is usually reviewed, whereas Trulio can review much more. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how that works?
That's correct, Daniel. In most departments around the country, they review 0% of body camera footage. Unless there's a horrific incident like a use of force or a civilian complaint, no one's watching any of those videos. Some departments do a random review that's full of supervisor bias and hurts officer morale. So Trulio's come out with 100% body camera review. That way you have an objective, unbiased process for reviewing and scoring officer language. And we see that really improves officer morale. They get credit for doing a good job. It holds everybody accountable, everybody to the same standards. It can help and maintain hiring standards. You might need to avoid X or accumulate enough Y to continue to be employed at this department. So the body camera integration of the AI assistant, it's really critical to maintain high levels of professionalism in the department.
And I can only imagine the amount of time that it saves as well for officers and police departments to be able to go through this footage on a much faster scale rather than having to do so, manually or like you said, eliminate some of those biases that come with reviewing body cam footage. You also mentioned, Anthony, before the ability for officers to ask Trulio or ask this AI assistant any questions when they're out on the field. How does that work? Are they speaking directly into their computers, and then are they receiving feedback in real time? Talk to us a little bit about those voice-generated features.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So True Assist is on their laptop in the car, and they can push a button and begin to talk to it. They can ask questions about policy and state statutes. State statutes change all the time very quickly. There's new technology like license plate readers, and there's different policies around pursuits and whether you can stop people or not. And so the officer will ask Trulio questions about what is in my policy. Remember, these are typically departments are young. About 70% of a department will have 3 years or less on.
Right.
So we need to keep educating and training officers on the latest policies and state statutes. So they'll ask Trulio questions about, can I grow a beard is the number one question inside Trulio at the moment. So even these policy manuals are quite long, and we can help them understand what's expected of them as an officer.
Yeah. And you also mentioned, Anthony, the ability for officers to ask it questions maybe related to previous incidents or previous calls. How does this work? Does the police department kind of program all this information into the system so then Trulio knows kind of what has happened before?
No, so the department just needs to flip some switches and give us access to these databases that already exist. So they have databases called Records Management System where they keep all their cases. And so if they give us the AI assistant access to that, then they can ask about previous calls for service, right? You might have a problematic business in the neighborhood and you have a new officer, and that officer is not aware of what's happened over the past 5 years at this location. So Trulio can summarize a location to an officer. So when they're driving, where it's very convenient and it's safe, they can listen to what's happened at previous calls for service. It really helps the officer be better prepared and informed and educated before they get to that call. And that inevitably leads them to ask about policy questions and what are the state statutes and why did that happen and what should I do? And again, it's just about preparing and educating and training officers before they arrive.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I feel like whenever we talk about artificial intelligence, Anthony, we always kind of have to talk about some of the challenges as well, some of the concerns. Have you all run into any challenges, maybe any ethical concerns, any privacy concerns, or maybe even accuracy issues when it comes to transcription, translation, some of those features?
We haven't because we submit ourselves to a lot of studies, right? So Trulio's done efficacy studies. We participate in civilian bias studies, audits. And I think if you're providing AI to American police departments, you need to submit yourself to these studies. And one of the things we do is we auto-redact all PII. So any names, addresses, streets, socials, all of that is totally redacted in our product. The AI assistant will not transcribe that. It doesn't make it searchable. We don't want to be used as a surveillance tool. Trulio is an approved use case by these AI vendors. And so we're quite proud of the efficacy and ethical studies that have come out on Trulio that are available on our website.
Yeah. Such an interesting innovation that is definitely helping police departments across the nation. It's helping our local Avon Police Department, and I'm sure other police departments will continue to adapt to this tool. If there's any interest, Anthony, from other police departments, how can they go about in working with you guys?
Just go to our website, trulio.co, and click Contact Us. The voice generated reports are 100% for free. Any department can get started today.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Trulio.co is that website to find out more information. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us and telling us a little bit about this AI-powered police officer assistant that is helping officers out in the field. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate you.
We're going to take a short break, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be back with more of the show after this. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Ready to power up for summer? Whether you hike, bike, golf, or just want to feel great, get ready for summer with Mountain Recreation. Sign up for our Power Up for Summer promo and get 4 personal training sessions, a nutrition consultation, and exclusive recovery group access, all for $250 at the Gypsum Rec Center. Register by March 24th for April sessions at mountainrec.org or the Gypsum Rec Center front desk. Mountain Recreation. Active, healthy, together.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. We have so many incredible locals here in the community. The Vail Valley Partnership also has so many wonderful employees, and I'm joined by one, Mayor Sarah Melly. Good morning.
Good morning, Maddie. Thanks for having me today.
We're always happy to have you, and especially as you just won a fantastic award. And so we want to hear more about what happened in Vegas.
Oh, well, what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Always. No. That was the answer I was really hoping for.
Right. No, but here, I'll spill the beans on TV for everybody. The Vail Valley Partnership team was there for a conference. It's called the Western Association of Chamber Executives. So it's chamber staff members and executives from the western part of the United States. Lots of Colorado folks there, and California, and the Pacific Northwest, and about 450 people attend the conference, and it's a great way to connect with your peers in the chamber industry, to learn new things, hear best practices, see what other chambers are experiencing around in the western states specifically. And and I ended up winning an award. It was amazing. I was completely surprised, and very honored to receive an award.
It's amazing because I feel like the Vail Valley Partnership, every time one of you comes in, Chris Romer, yourself, there's always good news like this, because the Vail Valley Partnership has won Chamber of the Year for many years.
3 times, three-peat.
Yes, and so to hear then having the chamber and Chris Romer, who nominated you for this great award, just kind of show his support and his love for what you do, because you've been with the chamber for 10 years.
10 years. Actually, just this past Monday was my 10-year chamberversary. So
Wow.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's been 10 years, but we've come a long way, and there's still a lot of work to be done. So it's a really fun place to work, and exciting to be involved with.
And for people who don't know what you do at the chamber, can you give us an overview of your title? I tried to memorize it, but it's a mouthful.
Yeah, so I actually have a new title this year too. We've kind of shifted some things around. So for the past 10 years, I had been the Director of Membership. So really working directly with our members to recruit and retain them in the chamber and make sure that they're connected and using all of the benefits that are available to them. And then just this year, I am now the Vice President of Strategic Initiatives, which is quite a mouthful. And it's a new position that's going to give me the opportunity to really dive more into workforce development issues that we're experiencing, specifically with recruitment and retention of staff on the ground with our businesses, and kind of developing new programs that will help support businesses and their staff members along their career pathway and their career development.
Which I think is something that not a lot of people understand is a huge struggle here in the community. Employee retention is one of the biggest issues, because we're such a transient place for people to come. They stay for the winter and then they leave and they go home, or they come for the summer, they work, and then they go back to school. And so to find those employees, keep those employees, after training those employees and loving them, I think is challenging, and to have resources available at the Vail Valley Partnership is such a strength for people.
Yeah, thank you. We work really hard to create a community that people can connect with. And that's one of the things that we've been hearing with our businesses, is that connection to community is a huge part of why people leave. They're not finding their people, they're not finding their connection. And so how do we create spaces, create events and programs that foster that? And let businesses know, so that they can share that with their employees if they have new people come on board. Making sure that they are getting integrated into the community is a huge piece of what makes this small knit community successful.
I agree, and I think that there's someone out there, a group of friends or colleagues or as you please for everyone.
Definitely. And yeah, there's so many wonderful groups organizing these types of things too, you know, from Mountain Pride to My Future Pathways to Mountain Trails Alliance, you know, all the nonprofits, the young professionals, the businesswomen, you know, there's so many groups to get involved in. So if you're looking for your networks, I encourage, you know, everyone to seek out those people and get involved. And I think we definitely saw this, you know, post-COVID too, with, you know, when things went virtual and no one could get together, you know, people really missed out on those in-person connections. And so we want to bring that back. We want to make this valley the most welcoming place for employees, visitors, you know, anyone who wants to come and enjoy our special community.
Open arms for everyone alike.
That's right.
I love it.
That's right.
Now, you won the Hathaway Award. So let's talk about what the Hathaway Award represents and why it's so special that you won it.
Yeah, so the Hathaway Award is specific for staff in the chamber industry. There's separate awards for CEOs at that level. So this is a staff member specific award, and it's given to someone who has you know, been engaged with their chamber as a leader, providing, you know, visionary programming, and I just can't believe that I won it. You know, of all the people who were nominated, I'm sure, and who were at the conference, it was quite an honor, and it really speaks to our chamber at the partnership and our team. We have an amazing team, as you mentioned earlier and alluded to, who make it easy to do the programming, right? Everyone's really willing to share ideas and be visionary and try things, right? They may not always work, but everyone's willing to try it and put themselves out there and put the effort in, and listen to our businesses too. You know, that's another thing that we say that we really pride ourselves on, is getting feedback from our business community and understanding what their needs are so that we can create programming that is really valuable to them and that they're going to engage with. That's the most important thing. So yeah, over the past 10 years, it's been an honor to work with the business community, the partnership, our team, and just leading the charge.
Which I think is so wonderful, because there's also been a lot of changes that have happened on a federal level, on a legislation level here, and it's really important that the businesses know that. And that's, I feel like, where you guys help and thrive with businesses the most, is making sure that they're informed. That way they're not making any mistakes with their business.
Yeah, thank you. It's really important to us to stay tapped into what's happening at a local, state, and federal level, and make sure that our businesses are aware, because they're busy running their businesses. They don't always have time to pay attention to what's coming down the pipeline that can affect them. So, you know, we really try to stay tapped in. The partnership is the largest chamber between Denver and Salt Lake City. And so when you think about that, it's like we need to make sure that our mountain communities have a voice.
Right.
You know, we are representing our mountain communities. We have also a Mountain Chamber Alliance of other chambers that we participate in, to make sure that the western half of our state is represented in Denver, and at the federal level.
Right.
And, you know, obviously locally too, we're very plugged into what's happening at the local level, and just trying to stay engaged and advocate for our businesses and keep them informed.
And of course, if people are interested in getting involved, maybe they're not involved with their business with the Vail Valley Partnership yet, that's something that they can do online?
Absolutely, yeah. Our website is vailvalleypartnership.com, and you can learn more about, you know, the chamber, our programs, our events, what's happening, and what we're up to. So,
which is always the best, because it is the best team, going to the events and getting to see all the smiling faces, yours, Chris Romer, Eric Williams. It's like a little slice of community that sometimes you just need. It feels like going home.
Thanks, Maddie. Yeah, like I said, we try to be a welcoming space for everyone, where everyone can come and make connections and, you know, have that opportunity for whatever their goal is, right? You know, some people have goals to grow their business. Others really want the connections. Others want the advocacy. You know, so whatever it is, we want to provide that space and that opportunity for businesses to have those tools and resources.
Well, we want to thank you so much for coming in, spending the time with us this morning, sharing all this great information, spilling the beans on what happened in Vegas, and congratulations on your award from myself and everyone here at TV8.
Thank you so much, Maddie. I appreciate you.
Make sure that you check out the Vail Valley Partnership. They've got all of your great resources to keep your business going. They've got great community connections, so if you're looking to find that way into the community, the Vail Valley Partnership has got you covered on so many different levels. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more Good Morning Vail, so don't go anywhere.
Good morning, Vail.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Morgan. I'm with Ron Byrne and Associates. And today I'd like to welcome you to Mine House and Mi Casa, a premier bed and breakfast right here at the base of Beaver Creek Mountain. Let's go inside.
This property is currently being run as a bed and breakfast with 20 bedrooms, all with ensuite bathrooms. Right now we are standing in Mi Casa, and next door we also have Mine House. A wonderful opportunity to own a turnkey hospitality business, but it's also an opportunity to own it as a private residence. It can be sold all as one or in individual pieces, however you choose.
So now that we've had a chance to show you these two amazing properties, Mi Casa and Mine House,
we would love the opportunity to show you in person. Give us a call.
The season starts when Nate Dogg, Trailer Tom, and friends have started the season in front of you.
There it is, the white ribbon of living.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And on that very first chair, two very familiar faces who've been in line for 2 days.
My name is Nate Dogg, N-A-T-E, D-O-G-G-G-G.
My name is Trailer Tom.
Nate Nadler and Tom Miller live nearby.
I feared nothing but not getting first chair.
Second chair nightmare.
Yeah, second chair nightmare.
My goal is to continue to fight for this first chair as long as I'm physically able. First chair coming at us one more year.
Discover the perfect blend of style and performance in your eyewear at Eyepieces. With convenient locations in Vail Village, Lions Head, Beaver Creek, Edwards, Basalt, and Snowmass, Eyepieces is the destination for luxury eyewear and high-performance optics. From iconic brands to the latest in sport frames and snow goggles, we have the eyewear to match your mountain lifestyle. Plus, we offer prescription lens services, including eye exams, custom lenses, and prescription goggles for your mountain adventures. Visit us today to experience the art of vision. Eyepieces, serving the Vail Valley's vision needs for over 40 years.
Good morning, Vail.
A great cookbook that you're going to want to get your hands on is the Simplified Cookbook. Well, Ross had the opportunity to chat with the author about what it's all about. Let's hear what she has to say.
Life gets busy, afternoons get busy, but still you must cook. But luckily there's a simplified cookbook, and joining us now is the author of that cookbook, Emily Lay. Emily, how are we?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
So this book is amazing. I was flipping through it. It is simplified is just an understatement here, right? Under 6 ingredients, under 10 to 15 minutes here on everything. Where did this idea come from? What's this all about here?
Well, apparently I like a challenge because I am an expert at organizing and simplifying. I own a planner company, but cooking has always been the one thing I always got tripped up on. I don't love spending tons of time in the kitchen. I'm a busy mom of 3. I have multiple full-time jobs, it feels like, and I'm constantly moving. So I felt a need in conversation with our customers and friends in my real life for a cookbook that had really easy go-to meals that you could get on the table really quickly in between soccer and ballet and all the things. And so I decided to take it on, because who better to write a cookbook than someone who really, really needs it to be easy?
Yeah, I meant to ask you, Emily, was it the 3 children that kind of spurred this kind of idea to simplify all these recipes, or where did you really nail down the idea for this?
So my children and my husband, they like to eat multiple times a day, every single day, over and over, which is crazy. And yeah, It was really them. I love the time we spend around the table. I love, when we can, all of us sitting around the table and talking about our days. And that's where I want to spend my time. I don't want to spend it chopping and mincing and washing dishes. And so, yeah, it really just came from how can I get us from point A hungry to point B fed the fastest so I can spend my time on what matters most.
Amazing, amazing. And so this book here, Emily, it's got breakfast, it's got lunch, it's got dinner, it's got muffins, pastas. Super easy, everything everyone wants to enjoy. But what's some of your favorites in here that you put in?
Okay, this is my favorite question. So we actually had these last night, meatloaf cupcakes.
Ooh.
It involves, did you know you can make meatloaf with boxed stovetop stuffing?
Okay.
So easy. We put them in muffin pans and we make little cupcakes. And then you take mashed potatoes. And I like to use the Bob Evans mashed potatoes. They come already made. They're delicious. Put that on top as your icing. And then you put a little pea right on top of that. My kids think it's the cutest thing ever. It's absolutely delicious. We love sheet pan fajitas. You can make those with one pan and one knife. There's just so many. I don't even know how to pick. There's so many good ones. Pumpkin. 3 ingredients. They're all so stupid easy to make and delicious.
Yes, and so in addition to the recipes in this book, there's also some very easy, everything's on one page, which I love to see in a cookbook, but there's some tips and tricks for grocery store shopping and picky eaters and other things. But who's this book for, Emily? Who's this simplified cookbook for?
Oh, I love this question, and I'm glad you brought up the kitchen notes. That's a really important part of the book. In the beginning, it's about 13 short little essays about the common conundrums we find in the kitchen, the things that get us tripped up, like being a kid Ubering mom or dad, for the person trying to eat healthy-ish, those kinds of things, the tips and tricks and tactical things you can take away from those are really, really important. But honestly, this cookbook is for anyone who has got a ton going on, loves to eat good food, wants to spend time with their family around the table. There's a time and a place for the fancier recipes, and we have there's 3 of them in the back. My mom's lasagna is in here. There's a time and a place for those, but I really think this is for anyone who has busy days and wants to get good food on the table.
Amazing, amazing. Emily, I know you've been featured in Forbes and Glamour, but what's kind of next for you? Where do you go from here?
Oh my goodness. Well, I own a company called Simplified, and we have an heirloom kitchen collection coming out March 12th that is really built around the idea of making life in the kitchen easier. So recipe binders and meal planning notepads and all sorts of fun things. I just want to continue to help women find life in the kitchen a little bit easier.
Love that. Love that. I'm so sorry, Emily. Is that a dog in your windowsill there?
It is. This is my office mascot. This is Walter. He sits in the window all day, every day, and he was not leaving for this.
I love that. I love that. The Simplified Cookbook, Emily, where can people get it? Obviously online, I'm sure, but where, if people are interested, where can we get this thing?
You can find it at all the places, Amazon, Target, at your local independent bookstores. We love to support them. Yes, all the places.
Awesome. Emily, anything else people should know? Anything else I should ask you about either yourself or this cookbook here?
No, cooking does not have to be complicated. I truly hope this cookbook makes you feel capable in the kitchen.
It does. And again, it is super simplified. Was a great name. How did you come up with that name? Were you just looking to describe it in one word here?
Well, I started a company called Simplified 16 years ago, and we make planners and organizational tools for busy people. And so it was the obvious choice.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Emily, thanks so much for joining us. Pick up your copy or get your copy of the Simplified Cookbook. It is a beautiful book, beautiful artwork, and believe it or not, it's very simple. Emily,
thank you so much.
Have a great rest of your day. Check out the Simplified Cookbook online or in a shop near you, and we will be back with the rest of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Welcome back to the show. It's really important that you update your skincare routine as we're making our way from winter to spring. And I'm joined by two great dermatologists who are going to give us some information on how you can do just that. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Oh, and sorry, excuse me, gentlemen and lady. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful morning. Now I'm going to have you guys introduce yourself as the great dermatologist that you are.
I'm Dr. Gauri Desai. And
I'm Dr. Abhijit Desai.
So a dream team combination here.
I would like to think so.
I think so as well. Now, for people who are maybe struggling with their skincare, what happens to your skin as we transition from winter to spring?
As we transition from winter to spring, suddenly the skin starts feeling oily at times and still retains its dryness at times. So it gets very puzzling for a lot of us as to what is happening. But it is just changing because of the change in weather and because it's suddenly beginning to become humid as well. So that's about the only thing, that the skin starts becoming a little oily and a little sensitive at these times.
Now, as we're making the transition, what skincare steps and routines should we be switching, and what products should we be switching?
As Gauri mentioned, the transition from winter to spring care is gradual. So even when people look at changing the skincare habits, that also should be a little gradual. No need to go for complete stark opposite way. They should introduce a light moisturizer during the daytime and maybe continue with the richer moisturizer at night. Drink plenty of water because you're going to go out in the sun. Everybody loves sun in the spring. So keep yourselves hydrated. And of course, a sunscreen is a must for everybody around the day.
Are there common mistakes that people make as they're making these switches in their skincare routine?
I think one common mistake is that people generally switch completely from the heavier creams and lotions that they've been using. But spring is not always just the sun. Suddenly it does go cold again and a little dry again. So just be sure that these changes are gradual, and also start making sure that you're drinking enough water, because in the spring we tend to be outside a lot and we don't pay so much attention to what is happening internally. So hydrating from within is also very important.
I believe that hydrating is always important. Now, what's happening to our skin barrier as this transition is happening, and how can we keep it really healthy?
The skin barrier also, because the skin is undergoing changes, the barrier is under stress. So a good way to take care of the skin's barrier is to make sure that you're using gentle products and light moisturizers which get absorbed easily. Look for ingredients like squalane or ceramides, which are very similar to the body's own lipids and also help in strengthening the skin.
Now, one thing we don't talk about enough is the different skin tones and skin types. As people are making the switches, what should they know for their unique skin tone or type throughout this transition?
I think, as I mentioned, everybody with irrespective of the skin tone should use a sunscreen. But when it comes to darker skin tones, they should, in fact, should use the sunscreen a little more carefully, because there is a myth that darker skin tones don't require sunscreen, but that's not true. In fact, they should use it very often. And the best thing is to actually reapply every 2 to 3 hours. And, it's always said that go out in the sun. Sun is your friend, but at the same time, just be more protective about the sun care with a good sunscreen.
And to add to what Abhijit has been saying, darker skin types actually tend to suddenly become very oily. So if you notice that there is oiliness for you, then make sure that you use a cleanser at least once a day that has a 1% salicylic acid, so that it removes grime from the pores and you don't get clogged pores and breakouts.
And then, of course, we keep talking about the sun. Now, people are getting ready for these spring break trips as it's right around the corner. What are some essential must-haves that they should be packing?
Pack a bottle of water.
Yes.
And in addition to that, pack a light moisturizer, a good lip balm, lots of sunscreen. And if your skin is getting oily, then one good oily skin cleanser for the end of the day.
And that's going to help avoid those clogged pores, which is going to cause acne and a laundry list of other problems that can arise, correct?
Absolutely.
Oh, I loved that. There's the dream team right there. I loved that. Now, as you had been talking, you had mentioned some products and some ingredients that people should be looking for. Now, are there any that people should be avoiding when they're buying their skincare products?
I think that there is a lot of tendency to buy quick fixes and harsh products. In order to achieve those quick fixes, I think look for gentler products and gentler ingredients that even if they act slowly, just good sustained behavior and using them in a more disciplined way regularly helps.
Well, I want to thank you both so much for taking the time to chat with us. I know that I'm inspired to slowly, gradually switch my skincare routine so that my skin can go from these cold winter months that we've been seeing to these warm springtime months that are ahead of us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
Make sure that you do these gradual transitions. That way your skin looks the best as we approach spring. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so don't go anywhere.
Good morning, Vail.
TVA Vail is proud to announce the Wacky Winter Reading Program. We're asking children of all ages, K and even the teenagers going up to 12th grade, read 10 books or 1,000 pages by April 30th, 2025. You can find all the details on our website, tva8vail.com. Thank you to our sponsor, the lovely Eagle Valley Library District, where you can go pick up your book and have a great time. Have a great winter from your friends at TVA Vail.
Daily Flash.
I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to
Mitch English and Andrea Jackson have co-hosted together for over a decade. And now, only on Daily Flash, they serve up a fast, fun, fresh perspective on the day's trending news and entertainment. Daily Flash offers the latest in pop news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, wellness, and even some unscripted, irreverent, who knows what's next fun. Daily Flash with Mitch English and Andrea Jackson. Trending news and entertainment.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back, America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see one couple fall in love with a waterfront fixer-upper.
It sort of wrapped its arms around us and said, you want me, and we did.
And watch as another battles over the budget.
We're trying to look through and see where we can trim at this point.
Are you looking to trim it, Ginger?
No.
No. Construction pros show us the right way to renovate.
Well, we had to do a roof over. We had to hand build a lot of the trusses.
As we're putting the thin set down, the self-leveler has a little clip that clips up underneath the edge of the tile.
Good morning, Vail.
Are you someone who's in the market for a new job, or maybe you want to find the perfect new employee? Well, we love having the opportunity to chat with recruiter guy Bill Humbert because he always has the best information. So let's hear what he has to say. Are you looking for a new job? Well, there's a secret to making companies fall in love with your candidacy, and I'm joined by the expert Bill Humbert, recruiter guy. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Maddie. It's great to be here.
It's always so lovely to have you each and every morning to talk about all of these wonderful possibilities. So if someone's looking for a new job, how do they get the company to fall in love with them?
You know, love is such an important thing. And too often, the candidates don't understand that companies really want them to succeed. And my business, I've been a recruiter for over 40 years, and I'm the leading organic result for talent attraction consultant. My perspective is different than other people. And today what we're going to do is give you 3 steps, just 3, to help you learn to make me love you.
Now, what is step number 1?
Step number 1, you know, it's easy to say, hard to do. Step number 1 is network your way into the company that you want to work and go as high into the organization as you can. So if you can get all the way up to a vice president to recommend to one of his or her hiring managers that they talk to you, isn't that a good idea?
It's a great idea, but come on, Bill, it can't be that easy. What should top candidates consider?
So, Maddie, think about this for 1 second. That's all you're going to take. If a vice president hands you, and you're the hiring manager, a resume or forwards it to you on email, and they say, you know, I recommend that you talk to this person, is the manager going to say, no?
Then what's next?
Well, what's next is, you know, line up 3 managers who really know your work ethic and your experience, especially where it applies to this job, and ask them if they would be references for you. And if you find out that the company does not allow their managers to do reference checks, and more companies are not doing so, ask them to write a letter of recommendation for you. And then you take it with you to your interview.
And what is your 3rd and final recommendation for us?
Well, you know, what we all want to do as candidates is we want companies to love us, right?
Yes.
And so, you know, I spent a lot of time last night working with Canva to make this happen. So I want you to appreciate
I do appreciate it. We love the love that's going on here.
So the morning after, send a card, a thank you note to each person who interviewed you. So make sure you get their cards so you get their names right. And send them a note of appreciation saying, I appreciate the time you spent with me. And number 2, I just want you to know that I'm very interested in working with you and helping you to make positive, measurable impacts. And I guarantee you, very few people write thank you notes anymore, and it's going to raise you up another level, and they'll love you for that.
I think that's a great tip. Now, people are lucky enough to get to hear you speak, so where are you going to be speaking coming up here soon?
You know, I'm speaking at major universities and high schools. It's important for high school students to get a job as soon as possible. And I know a lot of parents today say, oh, I want them to study. Well, it's important for them to get that work ethic during their high school years, because if they wait until college, it's too late. So it's important for high school students to get out there and learn the importance of a new job or of any job. And I don't care what it is. And then the second thing is, when you get to college, you have to start immediately working towards determining if what you think is your career path is the one you want to do, or B, this is what I want to do, and get the internships to do that. And managers love to see. They love to see candidates that have worked in their industry previously.
Bill, thank you so much for always giving us all this information. Now, if someone wants to be fortunate enough to talk to you, get your advice, and hear what you have to say, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, the first thing I would suggest that they do is they pick up my most recent book that got a 5-star review, Expect Success, The Science of the Over 50 Career Search. Don't worry about that over 50 stuff. The 5-star review said this applies to everybody, and it does. Secondly, go to my website, recruiterguy.com, and just go through it, and you can see what I speak on. You can see what I write on. You can see a lot of the television interviews, especially the ones from Deerfield Media. And you will see that I have lots of different things that will help you in your job search. And you can always hit that red banner on my homepage that says Speak with Bill. Find a time on my calendar that works for you, and we'll talk.
Bill, again, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us and always sharing your wealth of knowledge when it comes to either hiring the perfect candidate or being the perfect candidate.
Thank you, Maddie. It's fun to be here. I love sharing my knowledge.
Make sure that you check out recruiterguide.com. That way you can get this wealth of knowledge at your fingertips, and you can even have the opportunity to chat with Bill himself. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show. Let's take one final look at that local weather forecast for today. 29 degrees around 8 a.m., a high of 43, 20% chance of snowfall, partly cloudy skies, winds coming out of the west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. So that slight breeze helping cool it down just a little bit. Now, as we take a look at Vail by the hour, you can see that wintry mix is going to take place around that 12 o'clock hour. Cloud coverage as we approach this evening. That might bring us a slight chance of precipitation tonight. Now, as we take a look at that I-70 corridor, temperatures down in Denver definitely warmer than up here in the high country. 56 degrees, a little bit of sunshine in Denver. 43 in Vail with a 20% chance of precipitation. 46 in Avon with a 20% chance of moisture. 49 in Eagle with that 20% chance of precipitation sitting over Eagle County today. Now, as we take a look at Vail overnight tonight, temperatures are cooling down. 35 degrees is our overnight low. 50% chance of snowfall, mostly cloudy skies. That sunset finally setting after 6 o'clock. 6:03 p.m. is when we're going to see that sun go down. Wind shifting directions coming out of the south at 5 to 10 miles an hour overnight tonight. Now, as we take a look ahead into the next 5 days, snowfall is in the forecast for the next 2 days. 70% chance tomorrow, 40% chance on Friday. By Saturday, we will just see some cloud coverage, and then that sunshine making its way out on Sunday and Monday. So if you are getting out there to participate in any of the mountain fun throughout the course of the next week, just make sure that you are nice and prepared for the very weathered conditions that we're going to have. Get out there and have a great day, everyone.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see